Alright guys, I'm going to go ahead and show you guys how to fine-tune your Guardian Angel. It's to save a lot of guesswork from just driving and stopping and turning it on. So here's a quick way to get a pretty good ballpark on where the Guardian is going to open. First, you're going to need some sort of tool to compress air. Bike pump works great. You're going to need some couple lines, a T9, little flathead, and you need a boost gauge. Now, in certain cases, if your boost gauge is hooked up, in your pod, you're not going to want to take it out to do this. So what works is if you have a friend sit in your car and tell you what the highest PSI is, or if you had a separate one, like a mechanical one, you can just hook up to the line. But I have, if you're lucky enough, you will have a Peak and Warren type gauge that will actually save the highest setting it read. So I have a Pro Sport Peak and Warren, so I'm going to use that. When you do this, make sure that when you tee off the lines, don't tee into the line that has your your meth controller, because you end up pumping meth into your intake, and it's not very fun. So first, you're going to access your boost gauge line. Go ahead and we're going to go ahead and tee that off. Okay, that's teed off. We're going to go ahead and take the Guardian Angel. You're going to take the outlet, which is the line that runs to the top of the ball valve. You're going to disconnect it, okay? Then you're going to add a line from the Guardian Angel to your T, okay? Now that's attached. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and finally connect the last line to the bike pump. So go ahead and I'm gonna set the camera down for a second. Alright, now that we're all set, everything's teed off, we're going to go ahead and I already set the Guardian Angel. It is at 25 right now. Just for purposes, testing purposes, I would just put it in the ballpark, 5 PSI from below what you want. Alright, now you're going to connect the bike pump. Okay, that's good. Now, you're going to go ahead and pump, and air should be coming out of the top of the ball valve line. If the Guardian Angel is working, it will just let air pass. Okay. Now, you're going to go ahead and, I'm going to put the camera down, but you're going to put your finger over the top of the ball valve, right? You're going to close it shut, and you're going to pump it as much as you can until you hear the pop, which would indicate that the Guardian Angel has activated. Or if you have someone in the car when the red light comes on. But the pop is pretty audible. So I'm going to go ahead and put the camera down and demonstrate. Alright, if you heard the pop or the beep, that means my Guardian Angel has just kicked off. Or kicked on. So I'm going to go ahead and check the car for the setting. As you can see, the red light has kicked on. Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and use the Peak and Warren setting to see what the boost gauge has read. Alright, so it has clocked right below 30 PSI. So at the 25 mark, we have hit right about 30 PSI. 30, a little bit right below 30. So that's actually exactly where I wanted it. And so yeah, that's pretty good. And it says in the instructions that this is just a guideline. So you don't, and there's a lot of, it's hard to make a set number because weather changes and a bunch of different factors come in. So 25 on mine essentially reads 30 is when the Guardian Angel will kick on. That's where I really want it. So that concludes my test for the how to test and pretty much tune the Guardian Angel. If you have any questions, please message me or obviously Lex at Stratified Automotive, and I'd just like to thank him for a very good product. As you can see, it's been on the top of my manifold for maybe 1,000, a little over 1,000 miles now, and it still works. It works great. So that is all.